Alright guys, so I'm back with another look, a little closer look at the Aries honey badger, the Amoeba honey badger. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at what it looks like a little bit opened up. I'm not going to get into the gearbox. In fact, I'm probably not even going to take it out of the lower at all. It's pretty neat. The front pin comes all the way out, unlike a lot of AEGs. The stock battery area. This is really nice. This is really good for my use. Throwing an FCU in here, this will be perfect. That's your battery area. It looks like an AEG screw down in there. It's going to be really hard for you to see in there. But yeah, looks like it's got one. This may fit on other guns. So if you got sick of the polymer, you could go ahead and throw this stock on something else. Now keep in mind though that these arms here do correspond with this lower, and it does give it extra stability, but these are pretty solid. These are metal. They don't appear or feel like polymer whatsoever. So that's pretty cool. Yep. And the spring action against that it kind of pops out is actually from this guy. So without it, it doesn't have that same springy feel. But not bad. I've put a PMag in here. I'm going to do a full mag test with everything I've got later. But the M version PTS mag pole, 120 round PMags, which is probably the most prolific mag in history, best mag ever made, fits in awesome. Very little play, a lot better than the factory one that's provided here. When you go to take it off, this your bolt release, your faux bolt release, kind of engages this a little bit, so just be careful when you pull it out that if it doesn't come right off, that's probably why. Kind of walk it over is what I did. Next, the Hopup. As you've seen on other reviews, it's a rotary style. Very nice. I'm guessing this would drop right in with a Pro Win. You could put it right in there. This barrel feels extremely cheap. It is, I don't know what the hell it is, but it feels extremely cheap. I definitely don't like it. I don't know what it is. Aluminum. Yeah. Anyway, this was pretty cool. I just took the flash hider, the orange tip out. All you have to do is heat it up and it comes right out. There's a little bit of gunk left over for that. And this is completely hollow in here. If you can get a good look at that. Raise this up a little. So yeah, it's completely hollow inside there. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Yeah, completely hollow. So if you ran a shorter inner barrel to say here, you could run foam in here and it would be extremely quiet and it would be an integrally suppressed look. So it's kind of cool. Now your end cap just screws right back on. I'm waiting for this to cool down. It's still kind of hot. I don't want to thread it in hot. But yeah, why not? There. So that's what it looks like. All done. So I like it. The screws seem to be okay. They are definitely not like they're airsoft grade for sure. The receiver is okay. It's you can see it's very flexible, which, you know, I don't know if that's an advantage for this gun or not. When it's all together, it barely moves at all, but it is very flexible. You know, it's not like aluminum. I don't like that about it. It's definitely not PTS DuPont for sure. It's a far cry from that, in fact. The other thing is the rail sections that go on the gun. My front rail section that holds the front sight, and the longer rail section that a lot of people have been putting on top for optics. You can see here, they're not the same plane at all. Even if I hold it on there, they're not the same plane. This rail sits higher. The notches are higher, so you may run into some issues. I'm not that picky. I really don't like the hand stop feel on this. I don't like it. It's too. I wish it were notched out more straight, more vertical. But it's nice if you're indexing it and doing one of these. It's okay. It's not horrible. But I mean, I don't get the way it was set up out of the box. I'm really not. I mean, I shoot real steel with my arm out way further, but that's because there is recoil. This has none, and you can do pretty good holding it here as well. But I think that's more of a try-hard marketing thing, honestly. That's why there's so little top rail here, because they just put these pieces, you know, wherever. So, but anyway, it seems all right. Is it worth the price? I don't know. I'd have to see how it performs as an AEG, which I honestly don't care about whatsoever. I'm going to SMP it, and that's just going to be the end of it. If I keep it, I'll probably do some skirmish or two with it as an AEG, see how reliable it is, and go from there. Since this is a rotary hop-up and the click is very nice and positive on this, I think I'm going to run this instead of a Pro-Win. I'm probably going to put an R-hopped setup in here. Maybe I will use a Pro-Win. I don't know, because I have some laying around that are already R-hopped and matched to an inner barrel and everything. So I may do that. So I'm going to give it a couple goes as an AEG. But I'm very concerned about this. I mean, in the cold weather, I'm in upstate New York. Might as well call it Canada here. Literally 12 minutes from the border, from the Champlain border, Champlain, New York border, and it gets cold. And I really would not, if I dropped this thing outside playing in 30-degree weather with, boy, I don't know if this would make it. I think this would probably break. So I'm not super happy about that. If I can get this barrel assembly off and this, I can probably use this in another gun with a metal body, and I would be supremely happy if I could do that. That'll be a project for a later time. For now, I'm going to run it as it is, SMP it, and go from there. But it's a neat looking gun, but it is not all it's hyped up to be. I thought it would be considerably better than it is, but this is like, I mean, really? I mean, it is better when it's put together, but that's just too much. I can't deal with that. I don't like it. So, an honest review of it. I think it's slightly overpriced for what it is. I think that the rest of the Amoeba series is pretty inexpensive, and this one really kind of is targeted to the honey badger look, and I think it's got a good shock value look, and I think that's why people are paying more for it. I don't think it's worth more. The sights are horrible. These are garbage. I mean, these things don't even really do anything. I mean, yeah, this doesn't even really turn, to my knowledge. And the rear sight here, I mean, this, you could just like, look at that. That is weak. The other thing, let's see here. You can see that. Let me see if I can get a better focus. It's set like this. This is fake. It does not move to the larger aperture, which makes more sense to me. This is like impossibly small, and it's got plastic burring in there from the molding or milling process that made it. It's crap. The sights suck. They're a Troy look-alike. Everything is super ridiculously fake on them. I mean, I don't like them one bit. This is a huge area where they could have improved. I have other sights I'll probably put on there. I think the Magpul M-Bus would be fine on this, even though I'm kind of not loving those sights either. They're very large, take up a lot of peripheral vision. But yeah, so Ares Amoeba, before it's fired, taking it apart, tested some mags, looked at the screw quality for the rails and all that stuff. I'm going to say I'm dropping it to an 8 out of 10. So hopefully the performance as a stock AEG will bring it back up a little bit. So thanks again for watching, guys.